Hello all, welcome back to the BLYNK IoT video series, lesson 2 of analog pins. We'll be using NodeMCU with the BLYNK IoT. NodeMCU has got only one analog pin A0 and it has got some restrictions. We'll be using a 3-leg circuit like this to vary the potential 3.3 volt so that the ARM pin is applied to A0. This circuit has 3 pins. Out of this, one end can be connected to 3.3 volt, the other end can be connected to ground. The center pin is the variable pin, that is the hand. The variable pin cannot be connected directly to A0 because A0 of NodeMCU has maximum acceptable voltage of 1 volt only. In this NodeMCU, analog input voltage must not exceed 1 volt. So we need a resistor network like this. So a 100 ohm across and a 220 ohm in series like this. This will convert that 3.3 volt to 1 volt. So the calculation is 100 by this 220 plus 100, 320 into this 3.3 volt. R1 by R1 plus R2 into voltage. So there will be 1 volt. So maximum it will not exceed 1 volt. Now let us place this circuit on breadboard and connect the supply pin, that is one end to 3.3 volt, the other end to ground. And then the center pin of circuit should go to A0 through these resistors. That is the arm will go to 220 ohms and across there is a 100 ohm resistor. That center pin is connected to one end of 220 ohms and the junction of 220 ohms and 100 ohms goes to A0, that is the analog input, and the other end of 100 ohm resistor is connected to ground. So this is the setup to test analog input at NodeMCU, which has got only one analog input A0. Now let us just create the code. Go to the BLYNK CC examples website to generate code. Select NodeMCU as board, Wi-Fi ESP8266 Wi-Fi as connection, and then the authentication code. While creating the BLYNK app, we got the authentication code. So you please check up our previous video on how to do this. And then we'll use the same BLYNK code. Copy that code and paste it into Arduino IDE, and let us modify this by removing unwanted code and comments. So this has got ESP8266 Wi-Fi.h and another header file BLYNK ESP8266.h, and authentication code we have already included, and the SSID name and password, and under void setup there is a blink.begin with the 3 parameters: authentication code, SSID and pass, and the void loop only BLYNK run, only one function, no other code. So this code is same as that we did for the digital pin in the as we saw in video 1. Now select the board as NodeMCU and then port, the relevant port of which has been allotted to NodeMCU, and then click on upload. Now the code is being uploaded. Now let us see the BLYNK part on the mobile application. Open the BLYNK, and as in previous video we used one button. Go to that widget box and then select gauge widget. Touch on that gauge and provide a name. We'll provide a name as volt, and then touch on the input pin and select analog. Here it is, as the device is NodeMCU, automatically only one pin is displayed, that is A0. Select that and touch on OK. This label is for positioning the display, that we will center it. It's just a label. So this analog value is from 0 to 1023 by default. That is 1023 means 3.3 volt. That we'll see how to change. Now touch on the play button and then adjust the potentiometer, that is the sermet, using a screwdriver. Now the previous LED button D1 also is working as in previous video. Now change the potentiometer. You can see the gauge position changes. That is a green bar. It changes according to the value of the potentiometer, but it changes only up to 340 as we have used one resistor network to change the voltage to 1/3. So let us change the range from 0 to 340 instead of 1023. Now again go to that BLYNK app and touch on play. Now adjust the sermet. Now you can see the gauge is varying to full range up to 340, 0 to 340. Now let us add another widget. Touch on the plus button and then go to level H. This is also another widget, level H, and then drag it to center of the canvas. Let us change the value from 0 to 340 and then pin. Let us select A0 again. It is showing already it is used, but you can select for the second widget also. Now the level is shown here. Now touch on play button. Now both gauge and level both are showing the green bar. If you vary the potentiometer, the bar will move at the same time on the both the widgets. This is how to vary analog pin. At the same time, this digital pin also is working as seen in the first video. Thank you.